When we look to our request for proposal, we're definitely going to be looking for those local and regional branded concepts that meet the traveler's expectations for that local experience. It's going to support our local business community and provides local economic development. And we're also going to be looking for those national brands as well. Why? Because 60% of our passengers are coming from someplace else other than DFW. So we need to be able to satisfy those tastes. And if you heard, I mean, there's still some staples that our passengers are looking for. Yes, they still want those unique T-shirts and gift items that they can only experience by coming to our airport. So being able to offer up some unique artisan gifts that are not just cookie cutter is going to be very important in regards to being able to get that sale. So where are we in the process? Well, I tell you, we have been meeting, and we met with a group of concessionaires earlier on this past fall. I think we were meeting almost every other week and getting input from them, and we are using that input. We're working with several different consultants in addition to our architects and engineers, and we are right now in that whole layout planning phase, and where I said we're one of the rocks that's going into that jar. We have yet another meeting, I think, in 2 days, where we're going to look at another iteration of floor plans for terminals A, B, and C. And hopefully they will not have shifted too much, Dave. We're trying to get it down to what's going to be the actual square footage. We have been negotiating with American Airlines. Don't make that a closet, please. We need that for concession space. So we're doing some of those things behind the scenes, and we're trying to get that done as quickly as possible, which is going to make this RFP a very unique experience. We will not have everything together with a bow on it, which is why we're having so many meetings, because we want to bring you along as we get new information. We're going to be almost at the 11th hour when it's time to release the RFP to actually have the specs in regards to what is that actual size. Yeah, I'll know it's approximately 1,300 square feet, but, you know, in what direction? So we're still working through those types of logistics, which is why, you know, please keep coming to these meetings. They're going to be very informative. Watch our website. We'll continue to update that because things are moving very quickly. Now, in terms of quickly, we're looking to that first request for proposal. Today, we're looking at that being the entire Terminal A. And we're looking at the outreach, which we actually began in March. We met with some of our advocacy groups and our local chambers, and we briefed them so that we can tie them into the process. And we are, hopefully they are getting out to their various constituency that this is going on. We want to make sure that people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area are aware of it. We are over-communicating in our local community first before we do a lot of broad outreach, because we want to make sure that when we get to some of our next meetings where there's an opportunity to do some pairing up or partnership or speed dating or whatever we call it, that we've got a lot of local people in the house. Are you there? Okay. So that's going to be real important, so stay involved. We're looking at releasing that RFP. August is our goal. It may have to slip here or there. Stay tuned, but that's what we're shooting for. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But, and the reason why we're trying to get it out in regards to that August time frame is that we may have to leave it on the street a little bit longer. Why? Because we're going to be running up against your peak selling season, being November and December. We know that things are going to move pretty slow during that time frame, and we want to be able to offer up ample time. But then come February after Super Bowl, things are going to start moving in a rapid pace. It's going to be very important that those that do win the request for proposal bids, that they're going to be ready to rock and roll with signed leases. We'd like to be able to take things to our board of directors for approval to be able to award contracts in that February-March timeframe, which would allow for us being concessions to get in sync with the overall terminal development program. Any slips, because there will be, No one has worked in an existing infrastructure that's going under construction while we're trying to build out locations. So that first section, we don't know what we don't know. So it's going to be very important that we have time on our hand and we don't get into a situation where we're pushing people to open, because when that curtain goes up, we need to be ready for business. We don't want to go out too quickly that you're ready for business and we're not. So it's going to be a timing situation that, as I said earlier, we're going to be learning as we go through this whole process throughout the summer in order to make sure that we are moving forward. And that's why they make paper copies, because you can keep going. And since this is going to be online anyway, and you can't see all the details, thank you. Okay. So again, we're looking at kind of that design time frame. And we say open in January, but we know that we built in a month or two in there for some slide. So just know that we may end up having some changes in the dates, but we need to make a stake in the ground. Now, as I mentioned, we have lots of communication online, dfwairport.com, TDP Concessions, all the presentations that we've made, presentations to our concessionaires, presentations to the public, it's all on this website, and that's where this presentation is going to be housed. Now, the other thing that we have, for those of you that are primes in the business today that are looking for partners that are local, can you raise your hand? I don't want to put you on the spot. Okay. So those of you that are local that may be looking for a partner or may just be looking to venture out on your own, can you raise your hand? Okay. And for our existing folks in the house, what I need you guys to do, we have a space on our website which we call the Space Availability Request Program. I need you to go in, fill out your information, because as we go through this process, I get calls all the time that says, do you know somebody? I'm not going to be in the business of saying, well, you know, there's so-and-so and there's so-and-so. I want a list. Right now, we have a list of about 1,300 strong between contacts that we've collected and through our website here. Please enter the website. What we'd like to be able to do is to then pare it down so that it has places in here for you to sign up, create an account. We'll call you back. We'll find out what are you interested in, whether it's food and beverage, retail, passenger amenities. Are you ACDBE certified or not? Are you looking for that? And we want to be able to get you to the place that you need to be so that if you're certified, that BDD and our list sync up. If you're not certified, then we can alert you to what you need to get done if you're looking to be certified, who you need to contact, and we just so happen to have a young lady in the audience today that's going to speak to us in a moment about certification. So very important, fill out the information, allow us to help you and help all of us by being able to have some very robust lists, because at the end of the day, in one of the sessions, and actually in upcoming sessions, we want to be able to allow time for people to mix and mingle, to start building relationships and to meet and greet each other, and if there are opportunities for business partnerships along the way, great. As well as we get calls, we're at conferences all the time, people are wanting to do business in the DFW area, and we know that our board has encouraged us to provide opportunity for local businesses in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We cannot give local points, but we want to be able to encourage various business entities to at least look at our local businesses first. So in order to do that, I need you to sign up. Now, all that great stuff about doing business at the airport, and it is great. This has been a very vibrant business. I never have the same day, any day. Every day I go in, something different's going to happen. But it's all good. And I really love being able to go out into the terminals and see people traveling and see them participating in some of the goods and services that we have out there. As we talked about, it's the third busiest airport in the world. Passengers are a captive audience. Operators can reach premium passengers, that target, which is a sweet spot for any business in regards to having people with their job and with money. It's great. And sales per square foot are up to 2.5 times or more of that which you would see on the street. However, no good deed goes unpunished. Things happen in our environment that are out of our control. There are things above the line, which we'll talk to, traditional operating costs. You're going to have build-out costs. You're going to have to pay rent. You have employee costs. You have insurance, all those any normal business would have. However, build-out costs in our environment can be 20 to 40% more. TSA security requirements. They can close a checkpoint